we're going to see things that we've never seen. You know, that's kind of his repertoire is he's always going to bring something that you haven't seen and out of a formation that you've seen many times and bring something that's not there, that's never been on film and all that kind of stuff.
Those 5 state championship rings Fred Bouchard owns were no lucky accident. The MICDS coach is a master offensive tactician who will find ways to set the chessboard that can stretch even a good defense beyond its limit. Rest assured, Hannibal will counter this weekend with a few game day gambits of its own, cerebral as well as physical.
Good thing is about our defense, we're pretty multiple. We're able to adjust to a lot of formations kind of on the fly if we need to.
It's really fun just because this is like the most that I've gone home myself to watch film and just constantly study this team. And like our defense is always ready to attack any offense that we ever see.
Smart defense is everything. You can play as hard as you'd like, but if you don't know where you're supposed to fill or anything, your defense will be nothing. So I think smart defense is really one of the most important factors that makes our defense great.
And if there are concerns about who isn't on the sideline defensively for the Pirates this weekend, this seems a good time to point out just who is. Jamie Hoskins has been calling defenses for Quentin Hamner for 3 years now. And the Pirate coordinator drew rave reviews from his head coach earlier this season for his anticipation and his attention to detail. The Hannibal defense is in trusted hands, both on the headset and on the field.
You know, it's great having Jamie come back here as a Hannibal grad. Hannibal just, he was a heck of a player, you know, and for the kids to see him, I grew up watching him with my older brother playing, you know, it's fun to see him back here, and absolutely, he's done a great job. Him and Jeff Geschwinder on both coordinators, just, they know their stuff, they know what they're doing, they know what the game plan they want to do.
Our defensive coordinator is really good at putting us into formations in the right position to counter their offense, and we just have to make the plays.
Given the quarterback-centric nature of the Rams' offense and the talents of Reagan Andrew, disruption will be key.
Yes, he is. He's very athletic. He's very experienced, too. He's just a junior, but he started for him as a freshman here a couple years ago. So he's got some big game experience, and he's a player.
And elite defensive line play could be critical.
Like, he hasn't really seen another team that can increase as much pressure as we can with our D-line and how fast we can rush.
Oh, they're amazing. They make my linebacker job a lot easier for me. They get pressure on that QB, make the quarterback throw it. That's how our defensive backs get picked. They don't get enough credit as they do.
The good thing about our defense is we're a pressure defense. That's kind of who we are, and we're going to stick to our guns. I mean, obviously we'll sit back and play coverage, but we're going to try not to let him have all day to throw around to their athletes.
The last 2 weeks, Hannibal's best defensively this season, have also delivered tremendous secondary play, a seemingly timely development here.
They've got some weapons outside. They got a couple receivers who are fast and big targets and can go get it. They've got a 6'5" tight end. You know, it's going to be a challenge. I like our chances, you know, and we'll see what happens come Saturday.
You know, the great thing is we have the kids like Drake and Kaiser who are very smart kids just in the first place. So hopefully we can kind of see what we're going to need to see and be able to react and be good enough athletes to react.
So it may then be the guys in the middle for Jamie Hoskins who matter the most, the linebackers who bind the works together. And that includes a sophomore who spent this season playing well beyond his years.
Yes, he stepped up. He had a great offseason. I think he gained like 20, 25 pounds, put in the work in the weight room. And man, he's a hard worker. He gets everything the first time. You tell him at one time, he remembers it, and he's making all the calls out there on defense, and he's done a great job.
Oh, we were very confident. That first Moberly loss was definitely a fluke, and I think we showed everybody that last week. And if we play like that every week, there's not a team in Missouri that can stop us.
Elsewhere today, regular season fall finale for Culver Stockton women's soccer taking on Clark 3 minutes in. Sailor Draw comes free in front of the net. Her first shot is not good. Her second is true for her second goal on the season. She'd wait just 5 minutes for number 3 off the corner restart by Isabella Aranda, the only 2 goals of the game. And it's enough for Culver Stockton as it stands up with a 2-0 victory today for Tyler Tomlinson's Lady Wildcats. With your Wednesday breakdown, I'm Sports Director Chris Dewar.